Hi, this is Microdose U, and I'm Dr. Denise. Today, I want to ask a question. Just answer it for yourself, perhaps. What do you think is the most dangerous thing you could do or happen to your health, to the quality and actually quantity of your life? What is the top threat to your health? Think about that for a minute. I'll give you a clue. Everybody pretty much engages in it. Sometimes we don't know that we're doing it. It is absolutely, I'll say, a cancer to the soul and our being, our physical health, our psychological health. And it's also pretty easy to fix. So the answer is not cigarette smoking, because those clues wouldn't fit that. A lot of people don't smoke cigarettes. It's something we're all doing pretty much. It's insidious. You might not even know you're doing it. And it is an absolute killer of quality and quantity of life. Okay, the drum roll answer is shame. Shame. Shame is, I often say, cancer to the soul. So a lot of times when I ask that question about what do you think is the biggest threat to your health? What's the most dangerous, thing to healthy living? A lot of people will say cigarette smoking, drug and alcohol use. Oh, those are absolutely at the very, very top. We know that for sure. Shame is at the top of that. It supersedes that. And here's why. Shame basically says you are wrong. You're a mistake. Not that you've made a mistake, that you are a mistake. Your entire being is a mistake. And that kind of message, your being, your soul is wrong, is a mistake. It eats away at us. It eats away at our physiology. It eats away at our certainly emotional presence. And it is so very prevalent in our world and leads to just a cascade of issues. And I said, here's the good news. It is pretty easy to fix this, to nip this in the bud. And I have to say, since this is a women's wellness and microdose podcast, in general, women tend to have more of this shame. Everybody does. In fact, I was speaking with a family member earlier, just this morning, who had an issue at work and was fined a small fine and felt, he said, ashamed, like his pride was hurt. Now, in that same conversation, he said he was also awarded perfect attendance last year, and he got like a huge financial bonus. And yet he was focusing on this little fine and what it was about. And even his boss said, it is no big deal. We have to follow company policy and fine you this. Forget about it. It's not a big deal. You're a very valued employee. And yet what was eating at him was this pride thing. So I said these very words. I mean, synchronicity. I knew I was going to talk about this, and yet here this was actually true story happening in a conversation earlier today. So I said to him, don't let this eat. It's eating you alive. You made a mistake at work. You are not a mistake. This is not a commentary on your being, the value of your life or your soul. I mean, really, we are in our being, in our souls, we are perfectly, wonderfully fine and beautiful beings. Yes, we make mistakes. And here's the weird thing about shame. Sometimes we've done nothing and we still have it eating away at us. So this, what I'll share with you, as a child, Shame parenting was, I hope, not as popular as it was back when I was a child. And it was a very common statement in a lot of households. You should be ashamed of yourself. Go to your room. Now, here's the other thing: isolation with your shame. So, feeling like you are wrong, you're a mistake, and you need to go be by yourself and be ashamed of yourself in your room makes it enhances that toxic level of shame, because now there you are sitting with the opposite of what's true, which is you feel in a distorted, untrue way that you are a mistake and you should hide. And here's the thing that will help: we recognize and correctly label, I made a mistake. This is shame. I am not a mistake. Acknowledging and correctly labeling, it's not going to magically just take away everything. It's going to help. And stick around. I'm going to actually have a couple of quick little strategies when you're having a major shame storm and you can't pull yourself out of that. Because here's the thing: this is not just in your brain, it's in your being. So this is why it's so dangerous for our health. If we just had these thoughts rolling around in our head, it's not good for our brains, it's not good for us. But it affects every cell in our body and it affects our physiology. So this is where microdosing is really helpful. We know that microdosing basically it changes the whole way things are organized for the better. It's basically a renewed perspective that looks and goes, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not a mistake. You made a mistake, perhaps, but you're not a mistake. You're a loving, beautiful, loved being. So the microdosing gives us that edge to be able to have that perspective. It's as if you can look at yourself in a slightly different light and do that work. That's why I'm always talking, and Dr. Dave's always talking about doing the work alongside taking these earth medicines, which you want to work together. They work with your physiology. You want to work alongside that. So being able to recognize that you made a mistake, that is it. And not hide. So I know it's difficult. Believe me, I understand. I was raised in that shame parenting, hide. It's certainly difficult sometimes to share that with somebody. I will tell you, being able, whether it's a professional, whether it's a trusted friend, and even if you feel like you cannot even bear to share what you truly feel shame about, it's helpful to even imagine yourself sharing that. Saying it as if you were talking to someone can be helpful, because you're not just sitting in that stewing. You're actually saying, this is shame and this is what I did. Honestly, I made this huge mistake. I feel horrible about myself. I feel so much shame. And to be able to say out loud, or even in your imagination, this horrible thing happened. And imagine this: if someone you care about said to you, oh, I made this horrible mistake. I'm terrible. I feel so ashamed. I have no pride. The correct response, the response from my parents should have been, hey, you did this terrible thing. We love you. Let's look at how you can correct this mistake or error or terrible thing. What do you need to do and improve? But you are still a loved being. So that's the correction. Whether you're 6 years old or 60 or 80 years old, it is never too late to make that correction. And it instantly will help. It really will help to be able to say, that's me having a shame storm. I'm not a mistake. I am loved. I am a lovable being. And not hide. One of the common fears is public speaking. It's hard to do. It's hard to get up in front of a crowd. It's hard to be on a podcast because you're seen. And if there's a part of you, which we all have, a part of us that goes, oh, this like, I'm not totally okay. What if somebody sees this about me or that about me? Or you have a serious dose of shame. It's about being exposed on some level. And yet, here's the good thing about that: we're all human. This happens for all of us. And so to be able to see someone say, oh, I just messed that up, or Dr. Denise, you really messed up that podcast, it's humanizing, it's humbling, and yet it also connects us to the fact that we are imperfect humans and yet still lovable. So that's what I mean about not hiding. We don't hide because it just continues to breed that cancer of the soul. I know I'm pretty animated about this because it is so, I run into this all the time, and I still find it happens. Something doesn't go right, and there's that little tiny voice that says, oh, terrible, like some kind of characterological assassination of some sort. And I catch myself, and because I've worked so hard on myself and still have to keep working really hard, no matter how far you come. Sometimes I'm in awe at how much work you have to keep doing to maintain that. So I'll hear that negative, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself, right? That parental voice. And I'll literally like look and go, well, that's not actually accurate. That's shame. You're fine. Is there something you need to do differently in your life? Okay, work on that. And yet that's not where we are. We don't do the shame driving life anymore. I made a mistake. I'm not a mistake. And not hide it, not let it fester in the dark. Okay, so that's certainly, if we can do that, that's terrific. Set that intention when you're using the medicines, microdosing. Say these things to yourself. When you're in the throes of, say, something happens, it may be hard to pull yourself out of that, because what's happening is we get derailed and we're not grounded. So I try to ground in those moments. And here's a quick strategy to do that, especially if you're lost in this feeling just so gripped by shame, pride, feeling guilty about something. That's about a behavior and a mistake. Feeling shame that's just your soul and your being. And you are not a mistake as a being. So here's the quick strategy. Take a moment, feel your feet on the ground, feel yourself where you're sitting. It does help to take a nice deep breath in, deep into your abdomen. And then if you can exhale slowly. So if you're counting, it would be something like inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then see if you can exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, inhale, hold, exhale. Even just doing that helps us drop down from the swirling place, and that's very grounding. And then when you can take that moment, feel your groundedness, say something like, I am perfectly imperfect. I am loved. I am a lovable being. So you want to ground, feel yourself and your surroundings. Sometimes it helps if you sort of feel like that's not working. Not every strategy is going to work for everybody. So here's another really quick thing. Look around the room. Oh, here's my lamp. Turn your head slightly, look at it. Focus on it for a moment. And then look away. Just doing that, the reason it helps is it orients you to your environment and gets you a little bit out of that derailed, kind of ungrounded storm that you could be in from being stressed, certainly having what I'm calling kind of a shame storm. So that's the strategy. Grounded, remembering that you are not a mistake. You are loved. You are a loved being and soul. And certainly not hiding where it's going to fester and fester. So I hope that's helpful. As always, we say, please check the show notes. There's a lot of discussion going on in the Patreon. You can join that. And there's a constant WhatsApp conversation that's going on. We have people really all over the planet. So it really is a 24-hour conversation. Lots of great questions, lots of good advice that you can get by joining Patreon. Of course, then also on Patreon, we have our live meetings, which are pretty much weekly, approximately, where we meet and we talk, and it's a safe environment and a good place to talk freely and openly and feel like you're amongst people that accept you, that we support each other, which is so helpful, particularly with shame. And of course, if you want to go to Microdose U, and we have more intensive one-on-one coaching, a lot of people will tell me that just that one-on-one private coaching consultation really helped them know exactly how to dial in their medicine, whether they're microdosing or whatever else is going on in their life, and to sort of put all those moving puzzle pieces together. So hopefully that all helps, and keep the questions coming and the comments. I really appreciate those, and I will continue to address those.